Cathy Carson is a cancer nurse and spoken word performer whose body lives in Crossgar, and her heart lives in Armagh. Right now she is working towards two goals: sponsorship from Kleenex tissues for all the tears she can and will make you cry, and a 110k deadlift. Holy God, right. Not going to fight with you, Cathy. Big welcome back for Cathy reading Copper Pennies.
Hi everyone, can I just say first of all, this was the first event I ever read at 5 years ago, and it's really, really lovely to hear all the new voices tonight. It really is gorgeous to be here and hear all of you stepping out for the first time. It's a real privilege for us to hear you. So thank you for being brave enough to do that. I know what courage it takes. So this is Copper Pennies. It was the hop, skip, drag, swagger that caught my eye. You had your fists forced into jean pockets, all grown man attitude in this small boy frame. I figured you were 7, maybe 8. I hadn't seen you before. I watched your shoulders sag further with every door closed as you went from house to house, and I wondered, were you collecting or seeking sponsorship? So I got a few coins out just in case. I watched and I waited. And you reached my gate. You spotted me in the window. You grinned at me like we were old friends. You strode my path with your chin in the air like you owned the world. You knocked my door 3 times. The door barely opened. You shoved a flame red head into my hallway. You scanned my living room for evidence and asked, "Here, Mrs., have you any children?" See those words? They landed in the hollow of me where children had begun. Each one conceived of hope and longing and loss, and each one named, their whole lives carved out in my heart before they left me. And the last one scraped from within me like he had never belonged. So, no, I said, I don't have any children. But you scratched a bird's nest into your crown. You placed your hand in mine, God, cool and smooth as a pebble, and you looked up at me with copper eyes like pennies that had just dropped. And you said, "Mrs., are you not allowed them? My mummy isn't allowed me." And I remember steadying myself against the doorframe, scrambling for words, anchor, breath, but you were already on my sofa, kicking off your size 2 trainers, tucking sock soles up in under your bottom. "I'm staying with Eva," you shouted. "It's not the next house, not the next house, but the next house. She's my auntie. She's ginger." And you waited. "And sure, look, I'm ginger." And you gave me this look that I would come to know meant keep up. "Do you have a PlayStation?" Now at this stage I know I should have said you shouldn't be in a stranger's house. Maybe you should leave. But something inside me recognised this indiscriminate disclosure, this seeking out of safe adults, this need to be known and seen that if not caught, I knew it would turn into fear of the same. So instead I said, "I don't have a PlayStation, but I do have Disney." "Toy Story!" You jumped back in my sofa, you rearranged the cushions because you were going nowhere. So the first time we watched Toy Story. And the second time you asked for crayons and I had none. For drawing paper and I had none. So we lay belly down on a tiled kitchen floor and we drew on the back of unused wallpaper with Sharpie pens. And there were so many times after that. 2 years of knocks on my door with paintings for my fridge or your face lit up with pride at new trainers, but mostly you just wanted to come in because you were bored or Eva had told you to give her headpiece. And the day we moved home to just 2 streets away, you wailed. You buried your flame red head into my hip. You hiccuped into my pockets. Am I allowed in your new house? God, I thought of all the things that we both hadn't been allowed. I thought of paintings taken from my fridge, packed carefully into boxes, of Toy Story and coal bellies on tiled kitchen floors, and I lifted your face to mine. God, those pennies. Oh yes, I said, you're definitely allowed in my new house. And over the years, the visits got less until they stopped. But I still see you sometimes. At 14, you tower above me now, but that hop, skip, drag swagger will catch my eye. And you will grin at me like you did the first time. And remind me that I may not be a mother, but I can still have children. Thank you.